What is going on, YouTube? My name is Evan, and I want to welcome you back to the University of Aesthetics YouTube channel. And you guys can see that you're in my kitchen, so you know what time that is and what that means. It means that we're going to do a little bit of a cooking segment here on the channel. So what I want to show you guys is one of my favorite lower carb meals that I like to eat throughout the day. And it's going to be very high in nutrients, pretty high in protein, and very low in carbohydrates. So whether you're bulking, doing like a lean bulk, or if you're dieting, this meal has a lot of volume, fairly low calorie, and it tastes pretty good too. So I could do a whole video on lean bulking versus like dirty bulking, but I just kind of want to touch on it quickly with this, like kind of pertaining to this meal. So with this meal, the whole point of why I eat it is that it's very low glycemic index, so it's not going to spike up my blood sugar. And one thing that I'm trying to do with this bulk is do it very lean. I'm not planning on competing anytime soon, and I really want to put on quality muscle mass over a long period of time. I don't want to, let myself go and really pack on all this fluff and water weight. So with that being said, a lot of my meals are like my overall total carbohydrate intake is not that high. And so, week to week when I'm trying to add in calories, most of those calories are actually coming from fats and protein rather than coming from carbohydrate like I've done in the past with bulks. So like last year I got up to like 225, just fluffy, just constantly feeling like distress in your stomach because you're trying to eat so much carbohydrates. So this time around with this bulk, I've kept my carbs pretty minimal and then really tried to increase my fats and protein as I go throughout the gaining phase. So I'll be adding in a lot of things like healthy fats, so like MCT oil, almonds, nuts, things like that, as well as maybe olive oil or whole eggs, or maybe even like a low-fat string cheese. Maybe I'll put that on my eggs sometimes. But or flaxseed even. That's things like that they're quality sources of food, and they're not going to be adding a whole bunch of water weight to my body. So, and I usually won't do an add-in every week. I'll wait maybe about every 3 weeks before I do that. But like I said, that could be a whole different video talking about lean bulking versus dirty bulking, and which way I prefer. But honestly, I can say I really like the lean bulking phase that I'm on right now, really trying to gain weight slow over time. So without further ado, let's get started. I'll show you guys the meal. I will include like the macros and the nutrients and all that stuff in the description box below. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy the video. Give this meal a try and comment below if you like it. So let's get started on making this meal. So guys, the base of this meal is going to be this broccoli stir-fry vegetables from Pick Sweet Farms. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. You can see broccoli, onions, red peppers, green peppers, celery, and carrots. And there's even, onions in there and everything too. So you can see here for the macros, 1 cup serving, 30 calories, 3 grams of sugar, lots of vitamin A, vitamin C. You always want to go with the colorful vegetables. So this one is packed with color and flavor. So I shoot for about 216 grams, which is about half of this bag. You can get this at Walmart, usually about $2 a bag. A little more here. About perfect, about 217 grams. So you guys can see that is a lot of volume there with that. Pretty much fills up that bowl. So once I get that in the bowl, I microwave that for about 5 minutes. Well, that's in the microwave. I'll show you guys the next part of this meal that I add in. So with my last grocery haul video, you guys saw that I get this combination of beans. So I add in chickpeas and also black beans, and I mix these together and add in about 100 grams for this meal. So getting in some good quality protein as well as a minimal amount of carbohydrates. So in one serving you can see 110 calories, looking at 18 grams of carbs, 6 grams of protein, and I do about 100 grams, so I do a little less than this for a serving. So that is the next ingredient that we add into this meal. Okay guys, so the next ingredient that I add into this mixture is these Morningstar griller burgers, and these are veggie burgers. Looking at the macros here, we got 15 grams of protein per one burger. I'll flip it over so you guys can see the actual facts here. We're looking at right around 130 calories per patty, 6 grams of fat, coming from mostly polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, which is good. We got 5 grams of carbs and 15 grams of protein. So this is a solid source of protein. I do 2 patties in this meal, and that pretty much adds up to a solid 30 grams of protein for this meal. So throw these in the microwave for about 2 minutes and they're ready to go. So what do I add to this meal for condiments? Might seem a little weird, but I rock this Louisiana hot sauce. This stuff is 0 calories. It is right around 88 cents at Walmart. So I'll put a little bit of this on, as well as some of this yellow mustard, just your basic mustard, 0 calories in this. Just a solid add-in. I mix them together and I think it tastes pretty solid. So that is what I put on top of this meal. Boom. Alright guys, so lastly what we do for this meal is just add these patties right to the mixture. So you can see they're done, they're flappy, they smell really good, they have a nice flavor to them. So what I'll do is just take my kitchen shears and then the patties and literally just cut them right into the bowl. You could use, like, you know, if you're going to eat bread, you could eat them on bread, you know, like with an actual bun. You could actually grill them, but they're already cooked, so I just microwave them. I think it's just a little bit faster. And then, like I said, you just put this, just cut this right into the mixture. And then, pretty much ready to eat. I showed you guys the condiments. Just want to throw those in there, just in my dish quick, and then you just mix it all together, and you can use a spoon or a fork or whatever you want, but just want to get all the condiments mixed in with everything in there. And it's up to you. You could reheat this again, like sometimes if it's kind of cold, just because of the mustard and the hot sauce, because I keep those in the fridge. Sometimes maybe I'll microwave it again, but you guys can see what the final product looks like. Some of the benefits of this meal, like I said, very low carbohydrate. With the carbs coming from the vegetables are going to be very fibrous, so you're not really getting many net carbs from that. And then with the beans, right around probably 15 grams of carbs, so it's probably 20 grams of carbs, right around 30 protein, and then for fats, probably, with the patties, probably looking at around maybe 12 to 15 grams of fat. So it's just a solid meal. I'm gonna pull the camera over here so you guys can see what it looks like. Final product. So you can see here, very colorful, and it's completely vegetarian. Very, very tasty meal, and very, very good for you. Those vegetables are going to give you those phytonutrients that you need to, ward off disease, things like that. And then you're getting a lot of protein and quality nutrients from the beans and the veggie burgers. So this is a very solid meal that you guys can make. Basically, I like to eat this usually post-workout. Or not post-workout, I'll usually eat it maybe pre-workout, maybe like 3 hours before I'm going to train, and then I'll go work out on an empty stomach. But sometimes I will eat that before I go to bed too, because it's pretty low carb. It's low glycemic index as well. So a very solid meal you guys can make. Pretty cheap too. I think the burger patties are probably the most expensive part of the meal, the veggie burgers. But other than that, the canned beans are like 70 cents a piece, and then the veggies are right around $2 for a bag. So I'll put the macros and all the nutrients and stuff in the description box, but it's a solid meal. I really enjoy it. Very, very good for you, and 100% meat-free. So if you are a vegan, you can probably sub in your own veggie burgers, because I don't think these are vegan friendly because they use some egg product in them, but they are vegetarian friendly. So if you like that or you go that route, then give it a try. But very healthy meal. It would, it's very bulky for a low amount of calories, so it's going to make you feel nice and full and satisfied without all the extra calories and carbohydrates. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's any other cooking type videos you want to see, just comment that in the comment section. But hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a different video, and stay tuned for more content. Thank you.